Hiya, I'm Mika, and welcome back to Dome Keeper. That's a lot of iron. Let's see if we can get some of that back real quick. What I'd like to do is have a nice little tunnel here. Just a cheeky little thing. Help us carry it back and forth to the depositing station here. Reading some iron there as well is probably down if I had to guess. Take a look at that. It's either down or right. Down. Definitely getting that drill upgrade. Because we are in need of it. Just a little too far to get sucked into it. That's unfortunate. I don't think it would make that big of a difference though. Drill upgrade. Let's see, we've got 10. Definitely laser speed at 10. We should look at getting the shield upgrade next before anything else. Just to be on the safer side. We are losing some amount of water. Whew. Probably shouldn't ignore those giant volleys. Those strong volleys are really something else. Dome health upgrade wouldn't be bad either. Although I think shield should really come first. Alright. Mining dark blue is not so bad. Oof. Carry capacity starting to feel a little rough though. I'm reading a book that my friend suggested. Lent it to me even. So they were very keen on me reading it. It's The House on the Cerulean Sea or something like that. I've got it right here, let me look. The House in the Cerulean Sea. It's not on the sea, it's in the sea. Check just some water down here. I don't have a solid grasp. It's not this way. Getting strong ratings over here. Could be right there. Awesome. That 2 water will certainly help out. Let's clear this line, because I feel like there might be something. No. There's probably nothing in here either, frankly. But so far it's an interesting book. It's a fiction novel, of course. I say of course. I'm big into fiction. Non-fiction is... I don't know, I found it not as compelling. And really that could just be authors and stuff like that, because if you present information in a compelling way, then people are going to have an easier time reading it. It's as simple as that. In most cases. But I've always felt a stronger draw to fiction than non-fiction. That's part of the reason I love video games so much, is the kind of stories that they enable people to tell. The kinds of exploration that they allow for. And just how much more connected you feel to the story. And I'm saying that as someone who doesn't do a whole lot of reading. Anyway, I was talking about the book. It's about this guy who goes to orphanages for magical youths and sees if they're up to code, like if they're meeting safety standards and stuff like that. And it seems to be going into like an exploration of systemic oppression. And like, of course, he's not privy to it. Like, he genuinely believes that what he's doing is for the best of the children, and sometimes it is. Like, he briefly recounts a story of a headmaster of an orphanage who hit one of the kids for speaking out of turn or something like that. I don't quite recall the exact details. Again, it was very briefly touched on, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be huge to the story necessarily. So yeah. But there's certainly a depth to it that he isn't recognizing. Like, this question keeps coming up. What happens to the orphans at the orphanages that you suggest closure for? And his stance is that he doesn't think about that because that's not relevant to his part of the job. So grab that shield upgrade, and I think invulnerability. We have 2 and 2. Increase the range so that we can get the improved speed. I don't care much about the range, honestly. But it's a very interesting book so far. And I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm about halfway in. I suspect there's a lot still to come. I mean, literally half a book. But yeah, I'm enjoying it greatly. And if you're looking for a good read, there's a queer themes at the very least, and I'm enjoying that. So, if you're looking for something with queer themes, House in the Cerulean Sea. Another one that I was reading before that is same friend actually gifted it to me for Christmas. Oh shit. Is Monstrous Regiment. And it's this fascinating story. It's part of the Discworld series of novels, so written by Terry Pratchett. And it's this tongue-in-cheek satire of so far of like military, like war propaganda, military culture. And the premise is, what if an entire regiment of soldiers were women pretending to be men so that they could fight in war, like Mulan? That animation is so smooth and so much more disturbing. Like, genuinely, that's not even pixel art anymore. Which adds so much to the alien sort of feel to it. This sort of living alien feel. That's gorgeous and atrocious. I love it. I love that change. The wire coming off the button that I interacted with. That. Ugh. Using pixel art to good effect there. Okay. There we are. Probably gonna have to call this one soon. Not like the episode, but like we're about to finish this run. And honestly, I'm considering whether or not I should just stitch the 2 episodes together. But yeah, it's really funny. Like, it's a satire, and Terry Pratchett has a strong wit to him and his writing. and it's so fun. And honestly, I was skeptical at first because Terry Pratchett isn't a fan of chapters. He at least as I understand it, saw them as sort of arbitrary and unnecessarily dictated the flow to a reader when really the reader should be the one dictating that. Shockwave Hammer. I love Shockwave Hammer. Let's see if I can get anything for the Shockwave Hammer. Nope, I need iron for the Shockwave Hammer. But reading through it and then going to a book that has formal chapters, I genuinely prefer I genuinely prefer Pratchett. Because, like, the chapters are kind of arbitrary. There's a number of chapters that I've encountered in House in the Cerulean Sea where it's just there to kind of be there, it feels like. It literally happens in the middle of a scene, granted, centering around an important line that they want you to focus on. But the scene continues immediately afterwards. And there's also, like, so many other times. Whew. I should have used invulnerability. I've still got that locked and loaded. But, like, there are just sort of breaks. There's white space in between scenes, for lack of a better term. And the same thing exists in Pratchett, and, like, you can use those as your sort of exit point if you need it, which I've done a couple of times. I've even left in the middle of a scene because I'm like, I need to. Usually I'm reading in the car when I'm picking up my brother from work, because I like to get there early, and, like, that's kind of nice. Although, fuck me, I can't focus on reading if I'm, like, parked in front of the store, because there's a major road that goes in front of the store. At the side of the store, there's, like, other stores on the side, so, like, there's less movement catching my eye and stuff like that. It's real rough for me to try and read with cars moving. It was hard enough to read when I was hearing them, but now I've got earbuds that I use to help block out some of the sound, at least. But yeah, it's a lovely time, and oof, some of the lines in Monstrous Regiment go fucking hard, man. He does not pull his punches with his critique, even while being silly about them. It's rough sometimes, some of those lines. And, you know, it affects people differently, and some of them really resonated with me on a personal, emotional level, as opposed to, like, a general emotional level. And I should recognize that, because it's not gonna impact people in the exact same way as it impacted me. All right. But yeah, those two I've really been enjoying reading. I think I want to go back and reread this book that I read in high school. I mostly read it, like, I got it from my uncle, and he thought it was kind of funny and stuff like that. And I mostly read it in high school as sort of a joke. Like people joked about how I was a little bit robotic in my math abilities and my expressiveness or lack thereof. And I think that book is called How to I have it on the shelf behind me. Let me take a look. How to Pass as Human. I thought it was just funny that people were saying that about me, and I was just reading a book about passing as human. I do recognize that maybe that was some level of attempted bullying, but it seemed like a fair critique. Gotta deal with you real quick. Oh, you sure are annoying. We're not surviving this. Holy crap. Just wrecked the hell out of my dome. Normally I do so much better at those, but also, normally I'm playing on a huge map where I've gotten so many resources and upgrades. Let's look at a time-lapse to wrap this up. There were none? There were none of the water upgrades. I was looking for those. But yeah. Thank you guys very much for watching. Remember to take care of yourselves and tomorrow's another day. I hope to see you then. Bye.